Welcome to Spillin Sweet Tea, the show that pours out the good happening all around us. I'm your host, Morgan Robinson, and I am so excited to share with you today my fabulous guest, Susie Salisbury. This is continuing our YWCA Women of Achievement series. You got to hear from Sam Nygaard last week, our woman to watch, and now we have a true woman of achievement with Susie. Susie is, you wear a lot of hats.
I do.
Hats on hats on hats. But her day job, if you will, which is much more than that, is Senior Vice President of Community Development right here at the Charleston Area Alliance and Chamber of Commerce. That's where our offices are located. So Susie's career spans throughout decades of community and economic development. Truly, if you see something that you like in Charleston, I feel like your finger has been in the pot of making that happen. But you have a really lovely past of your volunteerism, your professionalism, and all of it really benefits us, the citizens of Charleston, West Virginia. And whether you're advocating for smart development, volunteering across the community, or drawing inspiration from your travel, because I know you like to travel, you really have just a lot of heart here in Charleston. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, Morgan. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. So we're just going to dive in. What is bringing you joy right now?
Well, I think you've already mentioned it. Right now, this time in my life, it's traveling.
Yeah.
It's traveling. You know, I never got to do it when I was young. Of course, then you launch your career and you don't have time, you don't have money, and children start.
You really don't have money.
You don't, again, no time, no money. Finally launched the children, and it was like, it's just time for me to travel.
What's been your favorite place that's such a hard question.
It is a very hard question. Clearly, Europe is where I feel very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that if I would have had the opportunity in like high school or college to have traveled to Europe,
you might still be there. Yeah. Yeah.
I would have stayed.
I always say that was one of my biggest regrets in college was not studying abroad. And just not taking those risks. I played everything very safe. So I agree with you. We're starting to get to the point where our kids are out of the nest a little bit. Still very expensive. We have a wedding coming up. So.
There's that. I haven't done that yet.
But we're starting to experience travel a little bit more, and it is wonderful.
It just even, you don't even have to go out of the country.
Yes.
I mean, there's plenty of places to travel in West Virginia. And, a lot of the contiguous states. We also love going to Smith Mountain Lake, which is just a fabulous, it's been so fun to watch that area grow. Preserve some land conservation, but also grow. It's just been really fun to watch all that. But there's so many places that you can still go for just a long weekend.
Just to experience something that's outside of your back door, I think, is helpful. And we just went to Cooper's Rock a couple weeks ago to the new sky gazing cabins, and they were just in National Geographic, which is amazing. So right here in our own state, as you said, plenty of opportunities to have that experience. So 2025 is not too far behind us. What is a moment that really resonated or stuck with you last year that you're carrying into 26?
I'd say, the big moment for me personally was my daughter graduating from medical school.
Huge.
Yeah, that was huge. And also getting to take advantage of her number one pick for her residency. So she is at Reby in Morgantown. So I was thrilled that she stayed in the state of West Virginia, and that's where she wanted to stay. Hopefully she'll decide she wants to practice in West Virginia as well. But that definitely was the big thing. And just, again, personally carrying that forward is just watching her grow through the residency. I mean, it's tough. It's very tough.
I can't imagine. I watched The Pit and get overwhelmed. I can't imagine actually living it. So what is her residency in right now?
Obstetrics and gynecology.
Oh, bringing babies into the world.
Yep, she's on midnights this month.
Oh, Lordy.
And there was a full moon last night. She's asleep now, so I don't quite know how many were born last night.
So our good friend Petra, an ER nurse, and she said the full moon effect is very much real. So, oh gosh, I have so much respect for people in medical fields of all types. So just wild.
It's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. So, are you a born and bred Charlestonian?
I certainly am.
I thought you were.
I still live in the neighborhood that I was raised in.
Really?
Mhm.
What about your husband? Same?
Same.
Okay.
Now he kind of moved over to the different little part of the hill.
Yeah. Oh, so he's even in the same kind of
Oh, yeah.
vicinity. Look at you all. I like
We're
that.
committed.
Yeah, you are committed. So, what part of Charleston do you take with you when you travel? What part, if you could bottle it up, what would you give people?
Well, definitely the mountains.
Yeah.
The mountain. So last year I went to Austria, and that's where my dad's side of the family is from. So I couldn't wait to get there and just touch the soil. But the whole time I was like, now I know why they came over to the Appalachians, because Austria is so much like West Virginia.
Interesting. Reminded them of home. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
I think I did my whole DNA thing, and I'm Scottish. I was very surprised.
That's on my list.
That was like nothing any of my family's ever told me, so it kind of broke open there. Yeah, I'm excited. I would love to travel there as well.
Yeah, I think I'm aiming for that in 2027.
What's your next trip? That's what
I don't know that I'm going to go to Europe this year.
Okay.
I think I might do a little bit of the United States.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
I have a group of friends that I travel with.
I love it.
And we mark these days. They're a little bit older than me, so I'm always the last one. So we sit and we decide, okay, on our next big birthday, where are we going to go? So we're now planning that out, because one of them has a big birthday in 2027.
Okay.
And then they'll hit the next three consecutive years.
Oh gosh. I think our friend group loves to travel as well, and we do try to do the milestone trips. I don't know when our next big one is. Probably that little baby Maria. She's coming up. We got some little young ones in our group. Keep us spry. We're on the older side of our group. So, that's super fun. Where in the U.S. have you not traveled that you'd like to?
Out west. I really haven't done much out west. But that, the thing about travel is you can go and you learn so much.
Yes.
And I used to drive my children crazy, because when we would just travel, whether it was to a horse show or a volleyball tournament or whatever it was, I was like, I've got to go downtown. Like, here she goes again.
Where are we going now?
Yeah. And she's always looking at light poles and planters and trash containers.
That's the part I love the most, because when I was asking, like, are you busy? What's happening? Like, well, we have these new trash containers. People don't think about that kind of stuff when it comes to community development. But if it's missing, you think about it.
Exactly. Exactly. And right now, I mean, the beauty of where the Business Improvement District is located on Summer Street in downtown Charleston is the trash containers out there can't keep up.
Oh, yeah.
With all of the growth that's happening.
That's
there,
wonderful.
which is extremely exciting.
That
for
has
me
to feel,
see.
yeah.
It does.
That has to feel really good. I've said this to so many people, I feel like Charleston is on the cusp. Like we've climbed over a little bit of a mountain, and we're now starting to see the fruits of some of the labors, and we're building a foundation for so many really cool things that are happening in the future. And I'm just beyond ecstatic about that. So with that, you're passionate about community development. What else are you unapologetically passionate about?
I'm very passionate about our nonprofits and making sure that our nonprofits are fiscally sound. It's tough right now. This is some of the toughest times that I think that I've witnessed in all of my nonprofit work. And I'm just extremely passionate about making sure, because all of our nonprofits are important.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that they are able to sustain and move forward and continue the services that this community needs and deserves. So that's my big one.
That is a huge one. That's a lot of weight on those shoulders.
There's a lot of weight. I ask a lot of questions. I step on a lot of toes, I'll be honest.
Well, people love the fun parts.
Exactly.
Right?
And I love the fun part too.
Yeah.
But somebody always has to be saying, can we afford to do this? Is this fit into our budget? Is this...
You can't have the fun without the funds.
Right.
So it's good that we have you there to keep us all. We get our big ideas.
And again, it's for that, I want to make sure that sustainability is.
Yeah. It's so funny because you work a lot with our good friend James Yost, who is wonderful. And we had dinner with them a few weeks ago, and we were talking about an art map for downtown. And of course, my brain goes to all the like fun. He's like, no, you've got to step back, Morgan. We need the infrastructure. We need. I'm like, that's not the fun part.
Exactly.
Like,
We're going to skip all of that.
Yeah. I'm like, no, let's move ahead. I'm moving ahead like 18 months. And he's like, you've got to get the function first and then the fun. I was like, no, it's fine. But
it's been really
it takes
fun
all types.
working with him. Just to kind of build on that, we're also working on a new street lights.
Oh, yeah.
For Summer Street. We've had that. But you wouldn't believe the level of detail work that you have to, and the decisions you have to make sure that the pole fits where the space is. And is it round? Is it square? Is it octangle? What's the level of light that it puts out? What's the material? Can it hold a banner arm? Can it hold a does it have power source to put decorations on? It's just
the details.
The detail. It's I laugh about it because it's like, oh, I just wanted some new light poles.
That's because it is so far from where my brain goes. My brain's like, that's attractive. I like that. And don't think about any of the other details. This is why we have James for those little,
exactly.
Points. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But so once those light posts go up, you just realize there was a lot of work that went into those.
They're absolutely, people do not understand. I truly believe. And I feel like I serve with you on several boards, but also volunteer for several different economic development opportunities. And I don't understand. I feel like I have a little bit of the puzzle piece, but I still have questions about it. So it's always interesting to hear it from someone who truly gets it.
But never stop asking those questions.
I appreciate that. I definitely have a lot of it.
Well, a lot of times that kind of pushes creativity and innovation.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned that is, you've got to listen to all the questions.
Right.
And really think, okay, they're asking for a reason. There must be a better way to do this. And begin that conversation moving forward. Yeah.
I think that's really good advice for anyone. What is some of the best advice you've heard or you've received throughout?
I think one very valuable piece of advice that I've got was not everybody is going to be as excited and passionate about the projects or the nonprofit that you're working on, but you can't let that stop your willingness to move forward.
Okay.
And so I have to sometimes I have to stop and think, okay, they're not as passionate about it as I am. That's okay. So how do I keep moving forward without getting discouraged?
Yeah. How do you?
Well, sometimes I have to back up.
Okay.
I have to back up, and I begin to ask more questions.
Okay.
It's like, okay, well, all right, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
How do we back up, take a different route, and still get to the same goal?
It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough.
It is tough. I hope sometimes my questions are, as you said, like opening up a different train of thought or thinking outside of the box, because we do all sort of think in different ways, and being able to open someone's mind up a little bit, or my own, is always helpful. And sometimes that allows people to take ownership of the project, which makes them more passionate, right? Hopefully that's the end result.
Right.
So we serve on the Arts Amplify board together, of course, bringing a lot of art, visual art, performances, creativity, music, a lot of different things to the city, which is really exciting. So music's a huge part of my life. You're a music lover. If your life had a soundtrack, what song would be playing right now?
Well, I think one of my favorites is Stevie Nicks' Landslide.
Yes, a classic.
It is a classic.
No one can compete with Stevie.
And
No.
It's
Sorry,
just,
Lindsay and Mariah Carey, but Stevie is my favorite as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I think it's beautifully written, and it just, I don't know, it says a lot about.
There are songs, and Landslide is one of them, that resonate with me in different ways in different stages of my life. And I feel like Landslide is a really perfect example of, especially as I get older, it says different things to me than it did when I heard it the first time when I was in my 20s or whatever. Is that the same way you feel about it?
Yeah, and it's, I've looked it up and was like, okay, so what was she meaning?
Yeah.
Through a lot of this, and it what I keep rereading is it explains the importance of time commitment, and some of the anxiety that comes with overcommitting yourself, and that's kind of
The landslide.
So
Bringing
I've
you-
hit a lot of landslides.
Yeah. I would think that is something that all of our women of achievement have in common is the toughness of saying no sometimes, especially when you know that you can bring something good to the table or positive, or you do feel passionately about it. Saying no, overcommitment, time management, expectations for yourself and for others. I think that's something that you all share as women of achievement.
Definitely. Yeah, I know I'm not alone.
Yes. Well, and Sarah Bussey, a former woman of achievement, one of her questions she answered, she said, something I learned was saying no. And there was a year that saying no to basically everything was my New Year's resolution. And I thought, that's so interesting. She said, because then you sort of develop your priorities and you can say yes with intention. And really just that intention for your time and how you're spending your time and talent. It helps when you have that perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Very difficult, though. So getting to your personal questions, you obviously you travel often, but you stay really connected to Charleston. So how have the places that you've explored shaped the way that you bring community development back home?
Well, a couple of examples of those would be, again, I had mentioned earlier that I'm constantly looking,
Yeah.
constantly going, I'm going to go around this corner. You all can just wait there. I need to go. There's something that caught my eye over here. I need to go to look at it, whether it's some type of public art or as I said, a really cool planter or whatever. But I had gone to see Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
My favorite band ever.
Ah.
And they were in Huntington.
Okay.
And I was walking down the street. I mean, I went to Marshall.
Yeah.
I lived
You
there
know
4
Huntington.
years. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Huntington. And all of a sudden I looked up, and on their parking garage were these planter boxes. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am so stealing that.
Yeah.
And came back and I started talking to some people about it. And so we made a road trip to Huntington, and they
Checked it
couldn't have
out.
been more lovely. They sat down with us. They told us where the landmines were with doing
That's
a project
wonderful.
like that. Gave us dimensions, we spent a half a day with them.
Oh, wow.
And we came back and made that happen. Another trip, I was going through Charlottesville, Virginia, and this bus comes by that had this art on it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we can do that.
We can
And
do
I
that.
immediately came back and I called them and I said, how do you do this? And they sent me everything. And so I
wow.
went to KRT and I said, can we do this? And Doug Hartley was the director at the time. He's like, can you bring the right partners to the table? And I said, I think I can. And the next week we had festival and public art office. And
that's
we were
amazing.
all together. And now we get a new public art bus every year. I mean, so those are the things I'm always looking at.
Yeah.
On how do we bring them back here and make it work here? Because we have so much potential.
We have so much potential. We have so much talent as well that can help us to fulfill those. And we have wonderful bridge builders like you that are able to bring the right people to the table, because we know that one person, one organization can't do everything.
Exactly.
So these collaborations and partnerships, and that is truly one of my favorite parts of West Virginia and Appalachia. I'm sure it happens everywhere, but I feel like we do it with more grace or more candor or just more love and intention. We help each other so much. Just like you said, calling up Huntington, yes, we'll give you a half a day to tell you, here are all the things we wish we would have known.
Yeah.
That is invaluable
It is.
to really anything, any type of project. And I've seen that happen so much working with the Appalachian Funders Network and bringing in people from, 6 states in Appalachia to say, this is how you're doing it. Here's how we do it. How can we, learn from one another? It's wonderful. And I feel like that's a gift that a lot of people don't see or appreciate, is really how well some of our organizations and individuals collaborate together.
And building on that too, I've had the opportunity to attend a lot of conferences.
Yeah.
And I was at one conference, I don't remember where it was, but it was the International Downtown Association. And this person from, I think it was in Alabama, got up and started talking about this little putt-putt course that they had put in downtown. And I was like,
all coming.
I am so going to do that.
Yeah.
So when I went up to him after the session and I said, here's my card. Can I have your card? I'm going to call you. And the next week I got a couple people together and I said, we're getting on the phone with these people because I know we can do that. We have nice wide sidewalks.
Yes.
And it'd be really fun to make it part of festival.
Yeah.
And that's how that was born.
The Downtown Open.
That's
The
how
perfect
Downtown
audience
Open
here
was
with
born.
families. Oh my gosh, I see so many kids with those little
That
golf
blew me
clubs.
away.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
It's-
And just the amount of businesses too. I feel like every year the holes are like more elaborate. They're more creative. It's super, super cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Now it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work for everyone involved. A lot of work, a lot of maintenance, a lot of, yeah.
Yeah.
All good
Because the
things
term
are.
bomb proof, I think, gets different people interpret that differently.
Yeah.
'Cause they get a lot of wear and tear.
They do get a lot of wear and
I mean,
tear.
that's the good news.
It's because they're like eating those balls at it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you can't, kids, they're
they're
trampling all
walking on
over
it like
it. You can't
Godzilla.
tell them not to.
No, they're just enjoying.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
excited. They've got little legs and little arms. They've got to be able to get on that hole to
my
put their
gosh,
ball. And,
It
but
is very
it is
cute.
fun. People seem to enjoy it. It's a great team building
Yeah.
exercise.
For the
sure.
businesses and the community alike.
You know,
When are we getting our umbrellas?
I don't know, but everywhere I go, I see these beautiful umbrellas. And
We need to make it happen.
it's Fife.
It's perfect.
Street.
Raleigh Walkway right there.
would
I
be
mean, there's so
perfect.
many. Oh my gosh.
I want to start with red, white, and blue ones.
Oh,
And
yeah.
to make, for the bike race and
Yeah.
then take through regatta.
Yes.
It would just be
It would be
lovely.
perfect. Oh.
But I keep ending up with little technical snafus
Oh.
with it.
All of those things like the electric and the is it round, is it square?
And is it
Yeah,
safe?
Is it
Is it
safe?
not going to fall?
Someone's
Is
gonna
it
get
not gonna blow
impaled.
away?
Yeah.
So again, it gets the devil's in the details.
The devil is in the
But I'm
details.
not giving up.
Good. You are tenenacious.
It's because I see it everywhere.
Yes.
I know we can do
We can do it.
We can do
You have my full support. I'm very excited about this.
You talk about an Instagram post.
Oh, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You think about how many images we get just from Holly Jolly,
Mm-hmm.
Raleigh, and that's only up for what, like a month? I mean, having the stunning.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Holly Jolly,
beautiful.
that is.
And Holly
a
Jolly is
winner.
also beautiful. Yeah,
Oh.
just so gorgeous. Took us long enough, right?
Oh yeah.
I always say this is like Gilmore Girls when I walk down there. I really feel like you're in that setting. It's so beautiful.
It is.
So you serve and volunteer with a ton of organizations. Do you know actually how many off the top of your head? You probably don't. Do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I was countless.
Some I come and go in.
Right. Yeah. You consult.
Yeah.
A little dabbling.
Yeah.
Consult. No. How do you stay energized to continue to serve and to give those yeses when you need to or when you want to?
I think it's kind of what's happening in the community at the time, and will my contributions really make a difference? If I don't think they won't, then it's like I'm gonna move on and use my energy elsewhere. That's sort of the conversation that I have with myself when I'm trying to make those decisions. And I've focused on things at different times in my life. There were, like when my kids were in school, I was really involved in the local school improvement council. I never got really involved in the parent group. It was the one that was connected to the community.
Yeah.
Did that all through grade school and then on in to middle school. When we hit middle school, my kids were at John Adams, and at that time, John Adams was really growing. I mean, these kids were busting at the seams in the classrooms, and I thought, okay, now how can I use what I've learned and been doing to help them with a school expansion project?
Yeah.
And so I went to the LSICs. You have like regional meetings, and so I went to a regional meeting. I was with some Board of Education members, and so they kind of go around the room and like raised my hand. And I said, well, I'm here on behalf of John Adams Lisk, and we really need to have an expansion onto the building. And this person's no longer serving on the Board of Education. And I'll never forget, the person looked at me and said, you're just wasting your time.
Oh.
That's not going to happen. And I thought,
You just made me want to do
you
it
know
even
what?
more.
You just hit my hot button.
Yeah, you did. I was like, I know that look.
And I left there and I said, I'm going to get this expansion.
Yeah.
The Spillin thing.
Yep.
And 3 years later,
There it is.
I went to the ribbon cutting. There was the expansion, but I went back and I thought, well, who else is going to think this is important?
Right.
And just started talking to different people. Then, went to the school, whatever, the SBA authority, whatever.
Yeah.
I forget what the
There's
people
an
that are making the
I was gonna say,
decision.
there's an acronym for everything.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that were making the decision on the funding. And so I started attending those
Yeah.
meetings. And the next thing we know, now my kids had already moved on, but that didn't matter.
didn't matter.
I was going to get that expansion.
You had a goal. Someone doubted you.
Someone doubted me, and I said, no, I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah, doubt is one of my biggest motivators.
The community came along.
Right.
I didn't do it by myself.
Right.
It was just, I went and started talking to folks and said, is this important? Oh, yeah, that's important. And there it went.
And that's, I think people don't understand so much. And so many, this is what I tell a lot of people that are starting work at nonprofits. If you don't ask, they can't say yes.
Right.
And so if people don't have the information, if they don't know the need is there, then nothing's going to get solved.
Building on that, I had taken a tour a lot of the YWCA facilities.
Yeah.
And was being introduced to a lot of the staff. And one staff member said, oh, you're Susie Salisbury. And I was like, oh, dear. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, no. She said, I'm on the Fort Hill Facebook page.
Oh, my goodness.
And she said, I just want to thank you for sharing all the information that you share on that page.
That's wonderful.
And I was like, oh, gosh, well, you're welcome. And she said, well, no, I tell everybody, if you want to know something, let me go look on the Fort Hill page because I bet you Susie Salisbury has put the information on
Every community needs one of you. So next we're going to move on to Pour One Out. So Pouring One Out is our segment that we do every show where you can share thanks or give flowers, whatever you want to call it, to someone in your life that you appreciate.
Oh, how long do we have?
Oh, I love when that's the first answer. My last guest said, can I choose two? I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, goodness. There are so many, but if I need to pick one, that would be my dear friend, Mary Jean Davis.
Oh, my goodness. One of the best human beings.
Oh,
Period.
hands
Hands
down.
down. I love her so much. Oh
I was
my gosh.
introduced to her when I was in junior league, so long time ago. And she came and did a training,
Yeah.
and I will never forget. She came and she had on these silk gloves, and I thought, oh boy, I am in the wrong room.
This is not my kind of people.
This is but her whole training was talking about the value of volunteering and importance, and she started pulling those gloves off, and so she made it part of the analogy of we're not a silk glove club. We're here to get our hands dirty and get into it. I thought, oh, okay, now, all right, this lady's got my attention.
Yes.
And I just kind of followed her, but when I really learned how awesome she was when I served on City Council. Yeah. The saying of you've got to have a combination of kind of grit and grace. I was just raised with a lot of grit. And I think grit is part of the Appalachian culture.
Yes, it is.
As well.
Yes.
Mary Jean had to teach me the grace. Because, she is the queen of grace. She's awesome at the grit as well, but she's the queen.
She
of
really
grace.
is the epitome of a balance between both. Because she's someone that I feel like she can tell you to go to hell and you will very much enjoy that trip and look forward to it. You'll be like, thank you. I cannot say enough wonderful things about her. I'm so glad that she's who you want to pour one out because I every day will pour one out for Mary Jean. She is such a treasure.
She is a total treasure, and it's a treasure where we've done a lot of really fun and good stuff together, but she's also been a treasure when we've had to go through a lot of landmines.
A lot
together.
of tough stuff, yeah.
And I'm not sure I could have done it without
her.
Without her.
I love that.
So she's my
She's wonderful. She is wonderful. If you don't know Mary Jean, I really do hope to have her on the show
you need
as
to have
well.
her.
She just, oh my gosh, I could talk to her for hours. She and I volunteered together at the Clay Center, so I got to know her through that capacity. And it was just so wonderful. So now we are up to the sip list. So these are a little bit quicker questions, a little bit easier, give your brain a break for a minute. So you just said you love tea. You're a tea lover. So hot or iced?
Hot with honey.
Hot with honey. Okay, so sweet, unsweet, anything? I guess sweet with
A
honey.
little sweet.
A little
yeah,
sweet?
the honey.
Okay,
Takes
perfect.
care of that.
Your favorite then? Do you have a favorite tea?
Some of the herbals,
Okay.
teas.
Yep, perfect. What are you reading or listening to right now?
Well, my big thing. Well, I'm reading a book called Horse. And I've been working on it for it's the year of the horse.
It is the year of the
I've been
horse.
working on it,
And you're
but
a horse person.
I am a
Yes,
horse.
yeah.
Yeah, horse person. You just learn so much from a horse. That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole episode. I grew up in Kentucky, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, this is about a racehorse, and it's back in the 19th century, but then it brings you forward to current time. So it's
Okay.
about, a little bit about slavery,
Yeah.
but about a young guy that takes on a horse. That's based on a true story,
Oh.
and he just knows the potential of this horse. But then, way back in the early days, they used to paint the horses. So now you come into modern time, and somebody stumbles upon this beautiful painting of this racehorse, and then runs into somebody that's actually studying the bones of that racehorse
interesting.
and what made that racehorse different. So it's
Kind
really
of ties
interesting.
together two different time periods. And very interesting.
So that's reading. Watching, I'm also a big sports fan.
Oh,
So
you are-
I just
you are a
finished
sports
the
fan.
Australian Open,
Okay.
and now I cannot wait for the Olympics.
I was going to say,
get
you're such an
started.
Olympics. I want your commentary. I'm very, so what's your favorite Olympic sport to watch?
I would say probably the downhill
Yeah, so dramatic.
skiing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get very into curling though.
Yeah, that's probably what I should
Curling
be doing.
is like so
but-
relaxing to me. I feel like I just kind of like start to go numb.
But I like to ski.
Yeah.
I have 2 metal knees now, so I don't do what I used to do. But when you think about the speed that those people and the pressure on their knees and their hips when they're, going around all of those flags, and it just blows my mind.
All of that is so amazing and terrifying to me. I mean, the jumpers, like, oh my gosh, it's every bit of it is like death defying. I feel like. I also firmly believe that there should be like a layman, just someone from the audience that they're like, you do this first and show everyone, because they make it look so easy that we forget. And here's me who can't even go 2 feet on ice skates yelling at a figure skater for not landing.
Yeah,
or,
like, why
triple
didn't you land
sow cow.
that?
I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Why? Yeah, and they need me out there to be like, this is the example of why this is actually magic. It's crazy, but that would be a huge lawsuit.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
Oh goodness. Family, the opportunity to have the job that I have. But I'm also extremely grateful that I have the ability to travel.
Yeah,
I'm taking it all, circling it right back.
circling it back.
around.
I love that. Yeah, I love a good full circle moment. Who would you like to spill tea with?
Serena Williams.
Oh, I actually could have guessed that one for you. Yeah,
Serena Williams.
Serena Williams.
I have followed her, and then when that movie came out,
Yeah.
I was just like, I knew it.
What
I
an
knew
interesting conversation that would
that's
be.
How all
Yeah.
had to start, and just what she built herself up. I went to see She and Venus at the Greenbrier for one of those exhibitions. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat. I was just like, this is like the best thing ever.
I feel like you're not a person to get easily starstruck, but that would be
I was
like
just
an
like,
awe-inspiring.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love a good story, and I love when they, again, it's that grit.
Yeah.
And now she's another one. She had all the grit in the world.
Yes.
She had to learn that grace.
She learned the grace.
and when she did.
And she, without, I think, consciously trying, has become a role model for female athletes of any sport. And what a pressure to put on the shoulders of someone that is that young, and the game is already giving that. I mean, I just can't even imagine how that has molded her, just the extreme amount of weight that she's put on herself and that society we've put on her to perform both on the court and off the court as a role model. It's just, but what breakthrough she's made for the game, for the game and for just female athletics in general. Just astounding to me. So before we pass the cup, I will say, or I want to ask, what are your thoughts about being a woman of achievement? How did that make you feel when you were given the information?
I'm very humbled. But my first reaction always was, I don't do any of this alone. I don't do any of it alone. It takes the whole community. I just happen to be the lucky one to be in the position where I am, that's been able to kind of push it forward.
Yeah.
And I'm very committed to the community.
Yeah.
And I'm honored, but I'm very humbled, and I'll try to do the best job that I can. Make them proud.
Just loved it, because when I told you congratulations, and you said, this is not like my comfort zone.
It's totally out of my comfort zone.
You said they're probably late announcing because I haven't scheduled my headshots yet.
It is,
but I think, and very similar to what Sam, when I asked her the same question about being a woman to watch, she said, oh, when I sat down to have coffee with Maria and Sarah, I thought they were asking me to join the planning committee.
Oh.
She's like, it just was not a thought in her brain that's why we're having a meeting. She's like, I came ready to talk about who we should nominate and like what we need to do. And I think that's the beauty of Women of Achievement. It is a humility. And I think that's something that all of you hold, in knowing that while you are getting the recognition, as you said, it's a community effort.
Definitely.
As Sam said, there's still more work to be done. There's still more work I want to do. But that's why you're so deserving. One of many reasons.
Well, the Y is a very important organization to this community.
Yes.
And, I was even when we went through the Mel Wolf daycare, of course, we've got a staff member that's pregnant. And so the whole time I was like, I'm going to take all this information back to her.
Yeah.
And, but then you read about Morris Memorial closing, and it was just like, boy, it's so important that we preserve this daycare.
Yes.
It is in the heart of downtown Charleston.
Right.
It serves, the young babies to the after school. The location is perfect. And it just, we've just got to be able to preserve it. And then all the other services that the Y provides to this community. If they weren't there, then who?
It truly is a life-changing and life-saving organization. The amount of lives that they have saved through the services they provide is astonishing. And I think you're right, especially with Mel Wolf. A lot of people don't associate those two things together, or don't know that all of that kind of rolls into one, and how childcare is one of the largest issues that we're facing here in West Virginia, but also as a nation. And the closing of these childcare facilities is just causing more and more strife on the community. And it's really putting barriers in place to employment, which then it's very cyclical. But the YW, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think Mel Wolf is one of the programs that people don't always associate with YWCA Charleston.
I used to manage the King Center, which was across the street, so I was familiar with it. I just, my kids are grown. I just haven't had to pay attention to it, but it now has my attention, and I was just really happy to go in there, and it was just a great atmosphere, and
the staff cares about the kids.
Yes,
they care. I've met several of their staff members, and they truly care about the children that are in that facility, and making sure that they are well fed, well cared for, educated. It's truly moving to see.
Yeah. So I was impressed.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, now we are going to pass the cup. So this is your chance to ask me a question. I don't have any idea what we're going to talk about, so excited to hear.
Well, I think my question is, and I ask this a lot of young entrepreneurs, is, you've got a skill that you could plop yourself anywhere and have a successful business. What is it that makes you stay here in the Kanawha Valley?
I actually love this question. So a little backstory. So my husband does videography. You've met Ben, right? You guys know Ben. My husband does videography, and prior to COVID, he was traveling a lot. I mean, he was working mainly nationally, very little here in the Kanawha Valley. So going to California quite a bit, going to Atlanta quite a bit. And there was a time that in our minds we thought, is this a move that we need to take to be able to grow? The pandemic hit, we were literally grounded, right? He can't fly anywhere. And so he started to look at the organizations whose stories needed told in our own backyard. And I think having that opportunity to truly, and there wasn't much else to do, sit and look at the world around you, it made us both firmly rooted in our belief that we have such a beautiful opportunity here in West Virginia and in Appalachia, and we would be remiss if we didn't take advantage of it. And so it truly is a personal passion of both of ours to be able to tell the stories, to help to try to chip away at the stigma, to help chip away at the myths, to help open people's eyes to the beauty of this place and her people. So for us, I think it's really a passion project. I also love to travel. I like when our work takes us to other places and I get to experience other things. But coming back home and using those stories, as you've said, using those experiences to make this place better, it's so rewarding. It's so wonderful. And I'm from Kentucky originally. I've been here for 15 years, well, going on 16 now. And I've never met people, even, next door in Kentucky, I've never met people as warm, as inviting, and as loving as the people of West Virginia. I mean, truly. I'm an only child. I've lost my mom, and my friends are my family. So beyond all of that, I can't imagine leaving them either. So yeah,
I love it.
That's why we stay.
Love it.
And we have twins, and our daughter is an Underwood Smith Scholar, so she is committed to teaching in West Virginia for 5 years post graduation. It is exciting. Selfishly for us, we're really excited about that. But I think she also saw that need and wanted to be part of the solution. So that's why we all stay.
I love it. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now we are up to our last sip. And today we're going to talk about a tale of beauty. So some people say maybe in another lifetime. No. This is literally all we get. Send the text. Go out on a Friday. Tell your friends and family that you love them. Be kind, because you only get this life once. Your life is not a game. You can't have a replay. You can't have a do-over. Don't hide behind your fears and the what-ifs. Don't leave any stones unturned if you feel that need to turn them. And I feel like that's something that you're doing,
That's
especially
beautiful.
with travel and all of those things. You have stones that you want to turn over.
Oh, there's still plenty more.
There's plenty more in different places. Well, what a joy it has been to spill tea with you today.
Well, thank
It's
you.
been
Thanks
so
again
wonderful.
for having me. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yes, and congratulations again on Women of Achievement.
Thank
Very
you.
well deserved, hard earned. I know, very hard earned. Susie really exemplifies what it means to lead with purpose, with grit, and with grace. I love that. It's kind of revisiting in my mind. The Alliance plays really a critical role in championing our business and community. Our office is located here in the Business Incubator. I'm so thankful for this space every day that I can come and interact with people around me. I've met people. We're looking for opportunities for one another and truly just giving a great space for creatives and businesses to flourish. So appreciate the Alliance for that. So if you would like to learn more about the Charleston Area Alliance, we'll have a link on the website or on the Facebook page and down below. We also can't wait to celebrate Susie as a Woman of Achievement. That event is coming up on March the 6th. Tickets are available now. That's going to be taking place at luncheon at the Embassy Suites. So very excited to join with that. Tickets are available at YWCA Charleston.org. You can get all the information there. Thank you for joining me on Spillin Sweet Tea. If you had a great time with us today, if you learned something, if you had joy in your life, if you had light in your life, and you want to give us a like or a subscribe, please do so. We appreciate that. Until then, we'll see you next time with our next Woman of Achievement on Spillin Sweet Tea.